Do you know that you can get profound insights similar to what got into the heads of scientists and led to revolutionary discovery like electricity, smartphones, airplanes, or spiritual and philosophical insights similar to Gautama Buddha, Aristotle, Socrates, Plato? What if those profound, out-of-the-blue insights aren't just only randomly firing neurons in your brain, but also something bigger than just the brain? For centuries, mystics and spiritual seekers have claimed that the human mind can communicate with the universe, accessing higher wisdom and downloads from a higher realm. To the modern skeptic, this sounds like pure esoteric philosophy, but research in quantum biology is beginning to suggest something radical. Your brain might actually be a highly advanced biological antenna tuned to the frequency of the cosmos. Watch the whole video without skipping any part. There may lie insights which may change your life forever. Also, make sure to subscribe and comment your experience with this video or our channel. We are bridging traditional spiritual wisdom with neuroscience. Your one subscribe can be a milestone for our content creation journey. The concept of today's topic shifts from mysticism to highly notable hypothesis when we look at the orchestrated objective reduction, Orch-OR theory, pioneered by Nobel laureate Sir Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Dr. Stuart Hameroff. According to their research, consciousness does not just emerge from standard chemical synapses. Instead, it originates at the quantum level inside microscopic cylindrical structures within our neurons called microtubules. The Orch-OR model proposes that these microtubules process information through quantum vibrations, linking our conscious awareness directly to the fundamental quantum geometry of spacetime. If Orch-OR is correct, our brains aren't just biological computers, they are quantum receivers. In this framework, spiritual downloads, or bursts of genius, could be interpreted as the brain's microtubules becoming entangled with the wider quantum geometry of the universe. What a mystic calls the divine, or an angelic realm, a physicist might describe as the non-computable information embedded in the fabric of spacetime itself. When the mind is silent and still undisturbed by thoughts, noise decreases, theoretically allowing these subtle quantum vibrations to be tuned in, which is then translated by our biology into conscious insight, leading to higher insights. So, how could you access this biological antenna to catch these signals? The answer may lie in meditation and higher cognition. When you meditate, you aren't just relaxing, you are actively quieting the brain's default mode network, the noisy, ego-driven part of your mind, which allows these delicate quantum processes to synchronize and surface, leading to a state of higher consciousness. Furthermore, meditation physically alters the hardware of the brain to process these elevated signals better. A landmark study conducted by Harvard researchers at Massachusetts General Hospital that long-term meditation actually increases the cortical thickness of the brain. The researchers discovered that meditators had significantly thicker gray matter in the prefrontal cortex and the right anterior insula, areas strictly associated with sustained attention, executive decision-making, and heightened sensory processing, meaning they can think more clearly, carry more visions in their mind, have more intuition, and see things which other people might miss. So, whether it is quantum receiver or just brain working fast, one thing is clear: meditation physically alters your brains. Once the shift happens, you will never think like average. Your perception will heighten and you will see the pattern behind all things. By engaging in deep meditation and higher cognitive practices, you are physically building a denser, more capable neural receiver. Those moments of timeless insight, deep intuition, and sudden clarity are not ungrounded magic. They are the result of a highly optimized brain utilizing to tap into the universe's fundamental information field. You are, quite literally, hardwiring yourself to hear the cosmos. Here are 3 ancient yogic techniques decoded by modern neuroscience. Choose one meditation which resonates with you. Here we go. Technique 1, mantra, meditation. Most of the time, the insights we look is within us but buried deeply into our unconscious mind. Our mind remains under chattering and subconscious conditioning of mind. To remove those and enhance the brain capacity to receive higher insights, this meditation is the best. Mantra. Meditation can quieten the overactive mind, reset subconscious mind, and help you achieve mental peace easily than other methods. I personally use the first meditation most often, and it has enhanced my cognition more than I can explain in words. To get into this practice, just find a spot where you can sit comfortably. Keep your spine straight but relaxed. Nothing stiff, just enough to let you feel open. To begin, close your eyes and start by spending a few moments simply noticing your breath. Don't try to control it. Just let it be your anchor. It will help you out of the thinking self and back into the physical reality of the moment. Do it as you are watching the breath. Thoughts may arise, pain may arise, but avoid those just as you avoid stepping on unwanted objects on road while walking. Despite being aware of its presence, simply watch the breath going in and out. Once you feel settled, start repeating your mantra silently. Repeat the mantra in your mind. Choose your mantra. Any meaningful or meaningless mantra would work as long as you would use that mantra as an anchor to stay present, not to contemplate on the meaning itself. For instance, choose a word or sentence which is easy to repeat in your mind. For example, you can choose a religious mantra like Om Mani Padme Hum or La ilaha illallah, or a normal sentence like I am watching or I am here. You can make or create your own, but make sure that it doesn't affect judgment or induce meaning into mind. The mantra is an anchor to burn all the trashes of your mind. As you repeat the mantra for a few moments, for a few minutes, or few days, you may notice the mantra is repeating itself on your mind. Thoughts and feelings may arise. Just as we said before, let it there on its place. Your whole attention should be on mantra. It may few days to few weeks to realize that the mantra is turning into vibrations. That's where the magic happens. It means your nervous system is working to heal. Brain is entering into frequency like alpha waves and beta waves, also leading to a state of heart-brain coherence, where your intuition intensifies and bliss occurs. Meaning your body and mind stays into place and puts into deep healing. At first, you're the one driving mantra, but eventually the rhythm takes over. The mantra started to get repeated in your mind by itself. When that happens, let that vibration sink down. Let it fill your gut and ripple along your spine. It's a deep physical wave of relaxation that tells your body the noise and the rage can finally stop. It's as if your cells are finally getting permission to rest. Then, gently move your awareness of vibrations to the space between your eyebrows. Don't strain or squint, just watch. From here, you're no longer the one thinking the mantra. You're the one observing it. It's like watching a rhythmic pulse in the distance. In this space, the ego goes quiet. If a stray thought pops up, you don't need to fight it. The automatic rhythm of the mantra just smooths it over, like water over a stone. You aren't just relaxing, you're tuning your biological hardware to a deeper frequency. And day by days, you would realize the potentiality of you not being separate from universe. In fact, you knew that you are part of universe. After practicing this meditation, you will start to experience the feelings of oneness with universe and experience the deep, thoughtless bliss and pure consciousness. Your brain is working efficient and fast. When it happens, your brain dwells into frequent, elite frequency of gamma, alpha, and beta waves. Your brain heals, and you feel the awakening in your mind and body. There's a beautiful biological logic to why this works. When the mantra starts repeating on its own, your brain has handed the task over to the basal ganglia, the area that handles automatic patterns. This gives your prefrontal cortex, the part of you that's always on, calculating and worrying, a total break. This is why you feel that sudden surge of mental clarity and saved energy. You've stopped the heavy lifting of thought. Also, let your vibration move into your gut and spine. As the vibration moves through your gut and spine, it engages interoception, which is your brain's internal sensing system. This physically stimulates the vagus nerve, the body's primary off switch for stress. It lowers your heart rate and flushes out cortisol, moving your body out of a state of survival and into a state of genuine, deep healing. That sense of being an antenna isn't just a feeling, it's the result of silencing the default mode network, DMN. This is the brain's ego center that keeps us trapped in loops of past pain and future anxiety. When the DMN goes quiet, the walls between you and the universe start to thin out, creating that profound sense of connection. By watching the mantra from the center of your brow, you are practicing metacognition, stepping back and watching your mind work. This is the exact moment the I vanishes and the enlightened observer takes over. Technique 2, resonance frequency breathing. Long before we had brain scans and biofeedback machines, ancient yogis mapped the human nervous system through pranayama, the deliberate control of the breath to direct life force, or prana. Today, neurobiologists study this under the term resonance frequency breathing, which typically involves slowing the breath down to exactly 5.5 to 6 breaths per minute. Clinical research, such as studies published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, confirms that this specific rhythm maximizes heart rate variability, HRV. It directly stimulates the vagus nerve, forcing the autonomic nervous system out of the chaotic fight or flight mode and into a deep parasympathetic state. This immediately halts the release of stress hormones like cortisol and creates the perfect, relaxed physiological baseline required for your brain to process profound mental miracle, which exists there in your mind without you even knowing it. Few key elements this meditation is breathe, relaxation, and a quiet space where the mind remains undisturbed for few moments. Close your eyes and be aware of your breath going in deeply, filling your lungs, gut, and whole body. Keep inhaling until you cannot inhale any further. Keep inhaling for 3 to 6 seconds, whatever it takes. Then, pause for a few moments. When you exhale, you must do so more slowly than you inhaled, usually for 8 to 10 seconds. This will help relax your nervous system, reducing pre-existing anxiety or stress. Thoughts and painful emotions may occur, and that is okay. The goal is to relax and ground yourself through deep inhalation and exhalation. You may feel dizzy. Eventually, there will come a point when the breath stops. When it does, you may notice that your thoughts have also stopped. Be aware of that breathless state, and when you feel the urge, you may inhale again. Continue inhaling until you cannot anymore and repeat the entire process. As you follow this process, it may rejuvenate your nervous system, heal the brain, and increase both cognitive power and relaxation. This, in turn, increases your creativity and imagination. As a result, you do not think in a conventional way, rather you think in a way that resonates most with your higher brain. Start with few minutes, then increase intensity as time goes by. If it doesn't feel rewarding, then you can try the next 2. Technique 3, Trataka, also known as focused attention meditation. Yogis have long utilized a practice called Trataka, or single-pointed gazing, often staring at a candle flame or a single dot on the wall to awaken the third eye or mind's eye and achieve razor-sharp concentration. Modern science classifies this as focused attention meditation. According to landmark research published in Psychological Science, this practice physically upgrades the brain's executive functioning. Researchers have discovered that intensive training in focused attention acts as a high-performance workout for the mind. By practicing this level of concentration, we significantly sharpen our visual perception and cognitive control. On a biological level, this process heavily engages and strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the command center of the brain responsible for complex decision-making and focus. Think of this technique as upgrading your biological antenna. Instead of being overwhelmed by the static of distracting thoughts or environmental noise, your brain learns to lock onto a single, powerful frequency with crystalline clarity. It's less about forcing your mind to be quiet and more about tuning it so precisely that the distractions simply lose their power to pull you away. To practice Trataka or candle gazing meditation, begin by placing a lit candle at eye level, roughly 2 to 3 feet away from you in a dark or dimly lit room. Sit in a comfortable, upright position like the lotus or sukhasana pose and take a few deep breaths to settle your nervous system. Fix your gaze steadily on the brightest part of the flame, ideally the wick, without blinking for as long as possible. As you stare, try to minimize all other thoughts, treating the flame as the sole object of your reality. When your eyes begin to water or feel slightly fatigued, gently close them and visualize the after image of the flame in the space between your eyebrows, known as the Ajna chakra or third eye. Hold this internal image with steady concentration until it naturally fades away. Once the image disappears, keep your eyes closed for a few more moments, observing the stillness and mental clarity that follows. This process not only sharpens concentration, but, as ancient yogic sutras suggest, helps purify the mind and transition the brain into a state of higher cognition. Consistent practice, even for 10 minutes daily, can effectively wire the brain to lock onto single-pointed focus and filter out the noise of daily stress. Remember, your mind isn't just some bucket where thoughts rattle around. It's a doorway to something way bigger than we can even wrap our heads around. When you actually sit down and do this work, you aren't just relaxing, you are literally overhauling your own biological machinery so you can finally tune into the frequency of the universe itself. If this deep dive into the quantum brain gave you that aha moment today, hit that subscribe button. It's a huge milestone for us as we keep figuring out how science and spirit actually fit together. Drop a comment if you have any questions. That's enough for today. Take care.